week we told you an Arizona court decided it will allow Christopher Simcox to cross-examine the alleged victims of his on the stand. The former Minutemen leader and one-time Arizona Senate candidate is accused of molesting 3 girls, all under the age of 10. And Simcox is acting as his own attorney here. And late Friday, the court ruled prosecutors did not present enough evidence on what's necessary to protect the witnesses from trauma to warrant prohibiting the cross-examination. So this controversial decision got us all asking, what impact will this have on other sex abuse cases? This is a big deal, Justin, and you've been tracking this all day. This would be so traumatic if he was cross-examining someone that he did abuse.
Right, and that's just what it has folks baffled about this, having this man basically face-to-face with his victims again, very young victims, like you said, all under the age of 10. And I talked with a few people familiar with this case. One is an attorney who used to represent children in Arizona, just like these victims here, and she says that this Simcox case is absolutely unheard of.
Sarah Pressler is more than surprised about the latest in the Christopher Simcox case.
I think that this is unprecedented, and the impacts of a case like this are far-reaching.
Sarah heads up the Arizona Foundation for Women now, but she used to represent children in court, advocating for them. So she knows the fine line of balancing the rights of a victim and the defendant.
No one, in my opinion, wants to take that right away from a defendant. We have to balance that with the rights of a victim, who have rights to be free from intimidation and fear and harassment in the judicial process.
Allie Bones is with the Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence. She's afraid the Simcox case could chip away at trust in the court system.
I mean, the last thing we want to do is to create more barriers and roadblocks or fears among parents for having their children disclose these issues and bring these cases to trial.
When we remove the barrier in the justice system of a licensed attorney between the defendant and the child victim, we get into a very vulnerable and dangerous place.
So this has a lot of people talking about this. So I ask, could the girls decline to comment, decline to testify? They could, but when I asked Pressler that, she says probably not. They will probably testify.
You think how vulnerable and how difficult it would be to be an adult going through that, let alone a teenager or a small child.